What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified myself. Yes, yes, Stoney, greatness. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Too kind. Too kind. Sit down. Shut up. Sit down. Thank you. All right.
Tell her to shut up too.
Yeah. Shut up, dog. I'm here with the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the conqueror, the entertainer.
Oh God.
The educator.
He's feeling it from his heart.
The empowerer. The gold standard. The Hall of Famer.
Stop.
The author. Yes. The man of many skills. Who likes the drill.
We're not going to add that to the introduction. We're not adding that one.
So those of respect and bend the knee because they come from all across the world to see. The man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. He is your king. He is my king. He's King Kevyn.
And I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know that was passionate.
I don't know, my allergies are acting up.
No, that was very passionate. He meant it from his heart. I told y'all he meant it from his heart.
I always beat it from my heart. It's just my allergies are acting.
No, today was super special because we are celebrating your freaking birthday, dude.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, Stoney.
Yeah.
You just turned what, 42?
Oh, you bitch. No. I turned 38 actually. Oh my goodness.
I would have never admitted to it.
I
would have never admitted to it.
Well, I don't look 38. I don't care what nobody say. I don't look 38 at all. Like with nothing, like, you know what I mean? Oh, look at him. All the time. All right.
Yeah, he has to read his birthday card. And my little bro. I love my little bro.
Oh, thanks.
See, I told you he was crying. He's all emotional and stuff.
I'm not emotional. My allergies
emotional.
are really acting up, y'all. Like,
and I got him a shirt as well. It says, I'm not responsible for what my face does when you talk. And every year I gotta get him a shirt that's fitting to him. So
yeah, because I'm not responsible.
There you go. Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you so very much.
We need to take a shot at some point.
Yeah.
So make sure we do that. We had a birthday blunt, but we'll do another.
Yeah, because that's my thing. But thank you. Yes, all the birthday stuff. I appreciate it. It comes once a year, so.
Yep.
Yay! Thank you.
And that once a year is your time to celebrate you. And what you mean to me, and what you mean to our audience and our family. You're the general and all that good stuff. But at the same time, like, you hold weight in not just my life, but in the people that I know that are in my life that love you. And to the people who watch, stop crying.
I'm not crying. It's my allergy.
So emotional tonight. What's up, Jamal?
Eye. If y'all have been watching, it is literally one eye. So who cries out of one eye? Like, really?
Tiffany New York Pollard. It's an inner cry. That's one of the most
fake cry. Like, that's what that is. Like, if I'm crying, I'm gonna cry. Like, it's not fake crying. It's my allergies.
Just tell me that you don't care about what I'm saying.
I do. Damn. I do care. But it's just my allergies. It's not anything crazy. Oh my gosh, that's why I sound so muted.
Wow. Wait till we get to the point of this episode well, when I get to my point of this episode. So we're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race season 17, episode 14. Guys, we are almost at the finish line. Every year, every season, we get to this point, and it's like, damn, so much has happened, and we just like blinked and it was over. So today we're going to talk about our top five queens, their challenges, and what they produced. And we'll talk about who was eliminated this episode, and I guess do like a little bit of a recap of our top four. So top five. I'm gonna start off just by naming the top five, and I'm gonna hand it over to you. In the top five, we have Lexi Love, Anya Nerves, Susie Toot, Sam Starr, and Jewel Sparkles. These are the girls who beat and beat and beat, and even when they were eliminated, almost eliminated, they still were winning. So they made it to this point in this show, or the season where they have that opportunity to make it to the finals.
Yep, the semifinals.
So
that's the semifinals.
Here we are, Stoney.
So the last Maxi Challenge, basically. So this week's Maxi Challenge was RuPaul's Drag Race Live Las Vegas based challenge. Like, it was a challenge based upon that, and it was like a 4-part challenge, actually, like 4 parts to this challenge. They had a photo shoot, then they had a video promo, recorded video promo. Then they had an interview with Latrice Royale. Instead of the Tic Tac Talk with Michelle and
RuPaul
and Ru, it was an interview with Latrice. And then they had to perform a new musical number called Gift Shop, where, talked about me at the gift shop, So yeah. So a 4-part challenge. So they really were throwing the kitchen sink at these girls, really making them earn their keep and earn their spot in the finals, because they took into account everybody's performance in each of the portions of the challenge, but also took into account their performance throughout the entire season. So what do you think I was very much taken aback by the narrative that was established in this episode, and especially from the beginning of the episode. It was there in the first watch that I had. The second watch through that I had, it was very much apparent that that production was trying to establish a certain narrative. How did you catch that? What did you think that it was?
Are we talking about Susie Toot?
Yeah.
It was, to me, it was apparent. If you like I'm
getting candy.
Not on YouTube. Wrong site. The link for let me stop. But like, how you watching something and it there's just a theme or there's a vibe to specific shows or episodes. Like when Ariette was eliminated, the whole show was based around her and Jewel Sparkles. I think with this episode, it definitely was based around Susie too. Talking about her strengths, but I also think it like highlighted her weaknesses in this episode, without giving too much away about how the challenge played out. I think I want to start with like the photo shoot. So when it came in, Jewel Sparkles was first. I think, now I don't know if they like shot that in the order or they edited, if it was edited in that order, or if that's how it actually happened or whatnot. But Jewel's coming in first. One, looked amazing, head to toe drag,
Vegas,
beautiful, and Vegas on top of it. But even more so, when I tell you that she was like sharp, she was giving Ru the jokes. They had moments like, and she just felt so natural. And I think she deserves all the praise for this episode because she freaking killed. Like she was a highlight for me, and she went first.
Yeah.
Who was next? Was it?
She definitely earned all the high praise.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Alert. But hey.
There were two parts of this photo shoot, by the way. They had a solo set, a solo set, and then RuPaul brought out some male dancers that were wearing a little too small pink underwear. Great. I think that Jewel Sparkles maintained. She held her own. She was playful with the dancers. She was playful with the photographer. She was playful with Ru. I think that she just shined so bright. And I can't say that about everybody. Who was the next person to come out?
I do believe it was yes, it was Anya after Jules. Yeah.
So Anya Nair comes out, do her photo shoot. Now whether she knows what she's doing or if she doesn't know, you'll never know because she's going to give you a performance. She's going to own the set the way she always does.
Yeah, and Anya came out in her typical Diana Ross, Shaka Khan, silhouette that she does with the big hair and
although
body yada and everything. Yeah.
I will say though, it felt like the dress was wearing her.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were times when Ru was asking for specific angles that I know Anya could do, but it's like the dress was just eating her up. Between the hair and the dress, you couldn't really figure out where the figure was.
Right.
So, I mean, personality.
You could tell it was there, great, but it didn't translate. Yeah.
Right. Like when it comes down to photography and modeling, you want to know what your angles are and not to hide certain things. But I'm not going to get into all that. But I would say Anya did good 8.9 out of 10. Was it Sam Starr next?
Yes, Sam. Yes.
Now, I think that Sam looked great.
She did. She looked phenomenal.
The problem I have is like when they put the dancers out, there was this one dancer named Marquise. He was just doing a little too much. And not just during Sam's set, but like throughout the whole set. Marquise's name is being mentioned now on the GreatMines Show because he was doing just the right amount of too much. During Sam Starr's group shoot, when she was with the dancers, he decided to do a handstand. I'm not lying, or I'm not going to lie. I wasn't looking at Sam Starr. This man is sitting here in these too tight underwear, pink underwear, upside down, so his ass first. Why am I looking at Sam Starr right now? So it's kind of bad because I would have never allowed anybody, if this was my set, no, I'm going to be the one doing the handstand. You're not going to outshine me in my photo shoot. It's mine. So, yeah, although Sam looked great, Sam did great. She let a backup dancer outshine her, in my opinion, who wasn't even a cast member on the show.
Kudos to Anya Nerve, because Anya did, was like, what you doing, Marquise? Like,
that's how I know his name.
This is my spotlight.
Exactly,
like that.
And she knew how to hone it in.
Yeah,
you're not going to do that. So that's a good example. Yeah, Anya was like, nope, we're not going to do that. This is my set. When RuPaul says this, Marquise, this is your turn to do your photo shoot. Then you can do all that.
Now I don't blame Marquise at all because Marquise is trying to be the next Bruno. Obviously, he want Bruno's spot. He want to share Bruno's spot.
But and
I don't blame him.
These are also the guys that actually dance on RuPaul Live.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a job.
He's looking for a come up. No,
he wants to be a TV spot.
Yeah,
like right now he's like what they call him the live reporters that go on the spot. He wants an anchor position.
Yeah, he would be in studio.
Yes.
And it's like, no, you out in the field, buddy, at Las Vegas is where you.
Which is a good gig, but no, he wants more screen time. Mm-hmm. And I want to give it to him. Find my socials, Marquise. Anyway, after Sam Starr, we had Lexi Love, which I have to say, she looked phenomenal. I love this look. I love the hair, the makeup. I love the outfit. It gave me Vegas. One one of the closer to Vegas, in my opinion. She gave me very grand, in my opinion. Of course, she had to get in her head, and RuPaul kept telling her over and over and over again the same critiques. But I think at some point she got it, and when you saw that she got it, she just looked. Lexi, I see why you in the top 5. I still have my opinions about beyond that, but you killed that photo shoot, in my opinion, with and without the dancers. I'll let you talk about this next person.
So next was Susie Toot, and so Susie made a decision, much like Sam did. Sam made a decision to, really stick to their roots, and their shtick and their niche. Sam stuck to her country girl gimmick, and then Susie Toot decided to really, really bring back a focus on, her, Depression era flapper persona. So, she came out in this little 1920s looking,
that is so sad.
Bathing suit, get up. I mean, she had the little red hair. Like, it was cute, but it wasn't Vegas, and it wasn't Vegas. And like, she had some sparkles through there, but it should have been all sequins, or like all glitter. You know what I mean, or something like that.
So you're basically giving like how to Vegas the look that she had.
Yes. Because it could have been Vegas stuff, like, add some feathers in the back, or some, or some little feather fans, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
She could have made it Vegas burlesque.
Yeah, made it look like little clam shells, because in order to stick with the whole beach theme and stuff like that, had them down by her feet in one, made it look like she's coming out of a shell because she's in a bathing suit, like, and just glitter it up, and a lot of sequins, glitter, and feathers, and it would have been Vegas. But this
same colors, same concept. Just you're absolutely right.
But this was more, I would say very close to Broadway, but not necessarily on Broadway. Like,
so basically off Broadway.
Yes, but it's
an off Broadway production in Jersey.
Yes, no, not in Jersey. All right, it's just not in Manhattan. It's in Queens. All right.
We're going to a Broadway show in Queens.
There's theaters in Queens.
Movie theaters.
Okay. It's a show at the Apollo.
Harlem. Okay, maybe.
I'm
sticking with Jersey.
It's an Apollo show.
I'm sticking with Jersey.
It's an Apollo show. Get up. And so, like, not Vegas though. Not Vegas. At the end of the day. So, so she was, off, not off to a great start there. Her poses weren't necessarily, Vegas-y either. They were, RuPaul was having a hard time. Photographer looked like he was having a hard time. It was rough. It was rough for Susie, but she looked decent, but it just wasn't like Vegas.
She wasn't there. It was like she wasn't getting anything that anybody was saying or doing. She was just like literally in her own world.
Right.
So I love your critique or your commentary on her outfit. I think that because like if you look at her photos, she doesn't look bad at all. It's not they're not bad. I mean, her makeup is always bad. So I'm not going off of that, but what she put together overall was a good presentation, just not like you're trying to do RuPaul live. And that's what the challenge is. And that's what the thing I think a lot of the queens mix up a lot of times is there is a theme to it. Yeah, you may be able to do great makeup, but there's a theme. You may be able to design a great outfit, but there's a theme. This is a television show. This is a competition show. So you have to be able to stay with the theme. If you don't, I mean, again, Susie looked great overall presentation, but there was no Vegas. There was no RuPaul live. It was just off Broadway in Jersey. They didn't show the queens doing their promo videos, but in its place, we did get to see the interviews with Latrice Royale.
Right. And so it was a time to kind of, I guess, let a little vulnerableness come through and have that sentimental moment and stuff like that. So, yeah, like it was okay. It was an okay segment. I enjoyed Latrice.
The highlight of the interviews for me was one definitely Latrice Royale, because I could not get enough of seeing her on my TV. Give me more, please.
And get those nuts out of her face.
Yeah. And then I obviously Anya did good looking like somebody's church first lady.
Ah, God.
Her outfit.
I was okay with it.
When I first saw
it. Looked nice.
When I first saw the outfit, I'm looking at it like I had to tell myself to be okay with it. Only because it's like, girlfriend. Was it during the judge's deliberation they said no, she came prepared for daytime talk show interview. That's what it gave. And before they said it, I couldn't place it. So I'm taking points from you for that, Anya, because I should have been able to tell what it was. You could have just been relaxed, chill, and easy breezy.
It was very housewife. Housewife is daytime.
It was daytime. It was daytime talk. Yeah,
it was very housewife.
It's just that I didn't get it.
Thank you, that boy.
I put that up on the screen. It's just that I didn't get it. The reference. I just thought she just picked the bad hair. The
champion of drag statistics. Yeah.
Hey, Roscoe. And then the hair. Anya, the hair. I don't think that she did anything. Nick Ficken. I don't think that she did anything in this interview that made her stand out.
Yes.
Not the makeup. The makeup actually was pretty cute. I ain't gonna lie. The makeup was cute enough for me to
I did enjoy her story, you know, and learning more about her. As far as like, you know, how, you know, she's only been doing drag for like 3 years, and
kudos to her.
And then, you know, it's like it's part-time for her, and then she's on RuPaul's Drag Race, like, and that is in itself a major accomplishment. And it kind of is a little bit humbling, because I find myself feeling like that and not really appreciating the strides, because I'm so focused on the major goal and winning the whole war, and not paying attention to all the battles that I've won in order to get to the position where I can actually win the war. And so I think that, you know, that was what was a great thing that came out of Anya's interview. But it wasn't anything like, you know, phenomenal. Like Lexi's interview was, you know, great. Lexi can talk to people, and because Lexi is just so open and real. Like,
all right, so you talk about Lexi.
Yeah.
Before you got to talk about the other ones. I would have saved Lexi, but now that we're on Lexi, let's do it. So the difference with Lexi, because I'm thinking about the monologue interpretive dance thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a moment for the queens to tell you a little bit about who they are, tell their story. And I think that they all pretty much did a really good job doing so. But every time with Lexi, she reveals something else that is gut-wrenching. During her, well, all right, let's talk about in the past. You know, we've known now that she is transitioned and is on hormone replacement therapy, which means that, you know, her emotions do get the best of her sometimes. We also know that she's struggled with addiction for a very long time with some really hard drugs. We also know that she was homeless. We also know that she had a hard relationship or difficult relationship with her family. And like, we learned these things over the course of the season to make you fall in love with her and connect with her and just pour your heart out for her. But this episode, she took it to a whole different level, super deep, super personal. And she just said it like, and I think the beautiful thing about with what she's doing by exposing all of these things is like she's like really just taking all of these stones and stacking them up and building something beautiful with her, not just her drag career, but her life through all of her trauma. But she revealed that she was sex trafficked, like woke up handcuffed and stuff. And I'm like, yo. And like sometimes we know that it's real, but sometimes it don't hit close to home, close enough for you to realize how real it actually is. And to experience somebody who we were watching and she's lived it and she's telling her story, it's like, this shit is crazy. And I think on the surface, I look at her and I say, oh, she's a mess because she's always crashing out. And I make fun of the fact that she crashes out, or like I talk about her being emotional, stuff like that. But when you really stop to think about everything that she's been through, she's actually strong as fuck. Like, she deserves so much respect just based off of the fact that she's still standing and she can put a smile on her face.
She survived like everything that she's been through. Like, wow.
Literally.
Like, yeah.
Like, how many people crash out and don't come back?
Right. How many? But then how many of our trans brothers and sisters, do we lose? Period. Yes. Like,
right.
It's you
living that same life that she survived.
Right. You are. And it's sad because living, when you make a decision to live your best life and your most authentic life, you, in a lot of cases, are making a choice to dramatically shorten, and you are raising or significantly raising the risk of shortening your life or your life being prematurely ended through a whole bunch of means, whether it be, health complications that could arise from the transition because it could bring things out. We don't like, people are different, all right, and things happen to people differently. Everyone's medical journey is not the exact same.
Right.
The majority, yes, and a lot of people's yes, but certain things have different effects on people. So, there's the emotional toll, there's the physical toll of the transition in general. There's the just savage public that we have to navigate, that they are now having to navigate going through that transition. It's a lot right. To where a lot of folks who are in transition don't make it through transition because of their own decisions. You know what I mean? It's a high suicide rate amongst our trans brothers and sisters. It sucks, and it shouldn't be that way. And then there is a high, percentage of murder and violence committed against them because of them living their authentic selves and people not being comfortable with themselves, enough to be comfortable with somebody else living their most authentic life, because that's the main issue right there. And it's sad, but so by all accounts, and all the things that Lexi, has disclosed about her life, by all accounts, it is a miracle that she is, alive, let alone, in the top 4 or top 5, excuse me.
Right.
Spoiler alert. Wow. In the top 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race, competing in the semifinals, for a spot in the finals. So, like, yeah, like it is a miracle, and she should be proud of that, and I think that she's starting to realize, a lot about herself through the competition, and that came through in the interview very much so, and that's what made it great for me,
Yeah. You see also in the confessionals, during judging, in the workroom, in the middle of challenge, like, different things are starting to click and piece together, like life lessons for her. And you can see, like, go back and just watch the season over and just follow Lexi and her story, and you'll see, like, there are moments where she'll just get it, and it's like, you're right. Oh yeah, that is, like, I love seeing that about her, because she's like, she really is like self-correcting, course correcting along the way as she go throughout this process.
Yeah, you can see that she's using her life experiences to try to become a better person.
Yep.
And that's all that any good, sane person can do, is to,
I have to say, like, just this conversation alone has made me fall more in love with Lexi Love. It's like, it's endearing. You got, like I said, you have to respect her. You have to give her props. You have to give her her flowers because she's been through so much, and she's in her 30s and has so much more life ahead of her. Like, actually, now I want to see more of her success because she really has earned it. And I'm thinking about the conversation we had before the show when I was talking about, like, I don't know if she'll be able to carry it if she was to win. But now I'm just thinking about everything and the fact that she's learned so much. Lexi, you gonna be all right, girl. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Um,
And then she has other former queens to, that of the trans experience to lean on with, everybody, your drag queen's favorite drag queen, Sasha Colby. Kylie Sonique.
I was just about to say, yes. Yeah. And that's just to name 2 winners.
Yeah. Jinx.
Yes. But there's so many other sisters that have been on the franchise over the years that I know that they'll embrace you, Lexi, if they haven't already, which I know they have. So let's get to this finale, and then we'll talk more about what we want for Miss Lexi Love.
I'm a little confused by the judges' critiques when it came to Sam's interview. When I watched it through the second time, I did get a tinge of arrogance, but not to the effect that the judges, you know what I mean? It was
nothing to point out.
It was very much a confidence, you know what I mean?
It was a self-confidence, reassuring for herself. That was about her, reassuring herself. I don't feel like she was being cocky or arrogant with it. I think cockiness or arrogance is like downplaying other people or whatever, but like actualizing your own greatness is not arrogance,
right?
That's confidence, and like she's earned that. Honestly, if you look at her, she had to break out of her shell to get to where she was. Girl, if you don't pat yourself on the back and shout your praises, please, you earned that.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. I think the judges were just trying to find something because I mean, honestly, overall the girls did good. I don't want to take a moment away from Sam, but like with Jules Sparkles with her interview, she did great. But then Latrice asked her, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And literally crickets for a moment of them just sitting there looking at each other. With Jules like, "Yeah, I really," and it was cool because she acknowledged herself. I think this was a good season because a lot of the queens were young and they learned stuff about themselves.
Yeah,
not just
they grew. I mean, they grew through the experience, and it's great that their story of growth is told through the lens of drag. And drag is just the canvas that basically tells stories, just like any other thing can do. And I think that is one good thing I can honestly say that production does well, is that they do use it like, yes, drag is the show is a drag show, you know what I mean? It's a drag queen show, it's a drag queen competition, but they do a pretty solid job of being able to really frame moments and bits of life in general.
They capture humanity.
Yeah,
they really do. Because I think one of the biggest things I've always felt with discrimination and hate is when you are disconnected from a community, you don't know the people, it's easy to other them. But when you start to really see how human we all are, you have to be connected on some level. You can still have your prejudices, but you have to acknowledge that's a person just like I am. They hurt, they love, they all that stuff that I go through, they go through as well. They may do it differently, but I think with this show, it humanizes not just men who dress up as women and perform, but that trans experience, which I think is needed more than anything else. So kudos to production for knowing how to tap in on these real life stories and pull that out of these contestants.
Yeah. So I mean, Jules did great, you know. Susie was okay. Susie wasn't.
So it's so interesting because, like, for the majority of the season, Lexi has been losing her mind thinking that Susie was her biggest competition when Lexi was her biggest competition. Others gave Susie this narrative that she was. I mean, because she was winning at one point. She was a front runner with what, 2 wins?
Yeah, she was the first queen to get 2 wins,
and then stopped.
Yeah,
and we're
quite
again.
literally.
Let's talk about with. We always acknowledge you got to acknowledge greatness when greatness is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
There are many things that Susie 2 is great with, and certain things that she's not so great with.
Right.
I don't want to take away from what but she wasn't the assassin, the dominator that everyone was making her out to be. She just literally and like statistically was not that. How many mini challenge wins did she have? 0. No mini challenge wins for Susie 2. Yeah, you had your 2 maxi challenges, but Anya surpassed that by what, 2? You know, you're in the same bracket with Sam Starr. You're in the same bracket with Lexi Love. You're in the same bracket now with Jules Sparkles.
Sam has 3.
Sam has 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. So there are girls other than Anya who have surpassed you.
Design challenge, musical, makeover.
Yeah. Yes. And this is not for me to downplay Susie 2 at all. That's not what I want to do. I just want to point out her delusion.
Facts are facts.
Yeah, but all right. These are facts. This isn't me downplaying. That's why I'm stating this to just like
facts
go down the list of the facts that people gave her more. Like, I think the thing is, she is confident. I think that regardless of if you like it or dislike it, her aesthetic is very different and unique, and you have to acknowledge it. And I think her bravery to do that is like, no, that was intentional, bitches. Y'all think I did this? Like, no, this isn't. It still wasn't good in some cases, but her confidence / delusion has carried her this far in the competition. It doesn't help when she gets good critiques because that just makes her head bigger. And she is a good queen. I ain't gonna lie. Susie 2 is a really good queen. She just has things about her that I think that she could grow from if she was to, one, get out of her head thinking that she's got it together. It doesn't hurt. It does not hurt to get a little critique from people from time to time or to switch things up from time to time. It does not hurt. Don't just like be listening in one ear and out the other because you think you got it. Because yeah, you may have it, but what did we say about her photo shoot? Like, yeah, you looked great, but you missed the point. You didn't understand the assignment. And after a while, that gets old and annoying. Like, she keeps showing up here with the same 1920 look, and nobody asked for this. Or she got a brown hairline when she know it should be blonde. Like, she so close, but always miss it.
Mm-hmm.
No. She gonna get her airtime. Hey,
girl.
Hey, no.
Sorry,
y'all.
So yeah. So So now we're on to So that were the interviews. Next we are on to the runway, where I forgot the runway category. I'm gonna be honest, totally forgot it. Don't even know what it is. You know what it is? Put it down in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe while you are at it. And so yeah, everybody came out very nice dresses. I can't say that there was
because it was a very Vegas theme.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Only thing that really stands out
or opulent outerwear. That's what it was.
Yes.
Opulent outerwear. Look at that. Coming back to us. We don't even need like, share, subscribe, and still comment, but we figured it out. So opulent outerwear. I thought that everybody met the category. I thought everybody's runway was very solid. Like, there wasn't any. The runway really didn't matter this week.
No, it didn't.
Because
and I think that's why Lexi Love wore the same headpiece that she wore in the makeover challenge. I don't know if you noticed that, but her and her mom, that was one of the headpieces that she wore.
Oh.
Just a little FYI that I noticed.
It was a different color. She changed the color.
No, it was red and white.
Oh.
Yeah, it was literally like, I think her mom had it. Her mom wore the heart one, and she wore like the one with the spiked crown, and in this challenge, she wore the heart crown.
Nah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
RACYC,
FYI, just paid attention.
Psycho.
Listen, she's like, I voted for me to wear it, not my mom. So I still get to wear it. In this runway, let's see. Again, I was gonna say who stood out again. This entire episode, in every challenge, I feel that she stood out for the wrong reasons, which was Susie too. Because she just
I like Susie's runway.
So she did, like, it was actually very cute.
Yeah.
But I still feel like she just
like this is
stuck.
red.
She is stuck.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, when it comes to the runway, everybody did great, so the runway didn't matter. Everybody did great. Everybody looked good on the runway. Like, you know, there were, like, I would say the only person who was, to me, the weakest, who I would have to put down as the weakest runway look was Anya's, but it's mainly because of the proportions were slightly off, and it wasn't as pleasing to the eye as all of the other girls were, you know. It was campy, it was drag, you know, but it just was wonky looking, you know. Not saying that it was ugly or anything else like that. Like I said, everybody did great on the runway because it was still opulent. It still looked opulent, and it was outerwear, you know, so it met the category. It just wasn't as strong and as clean and as polished as everyone else was, which, you know, is Anya's, I think, thing. So we'll see how she looks come the final and everything, because, you know, it may come down to, you know, oh, both of y'all are killing it. Who looks better? You know, that may be the deciding factor. And because Anya, you know, isn't as polished, you know, it may cost her. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know what RuPaul's going to be thinking, smoking, drinking, whatever. You know, allegedly. Man. All right. Because we still would love to talk about it. Check RuPaul. Allegedly, you know, we just know you have a good time. So, yeah, allegedly. Well, but yeah, who knows where RuPaul is going to be thinking and where RuPaul's going to be judging on finally. I'm just saying that could be a factor.
Want to shout out our special guest judge this episode, Tracy Ellis Ross. Love you. Like the hair, the outfit was cute. Yes, Auntie Tracy. Yes. Great addition to the show. Great feedback on the deliberations and things like that.
Wasn't like giving if you're a black lady and then you become a famous TV mom, it's like we call you auntie. Like Aunt Viv is Aunt Viv. Both Aunt Vivs technically, or Aunt Viv. The Aunt Viv. You know, it's just one is the more favorite one, which is the darker one. And then we got Aunt Viv B, Aunt Viv A, Aunt Viv B. They both Aunt Viv. You know, Harriet is auntie. You know,
I was literally just thinking Harriet next.
Oh goodness. Robin Givens is auntie. From hanging with Mr. Cooper. Yeah, like she's an auntie, even though it wasn't like, you know, me, but she's an auntie now. Who
Robin
else?
Givens wasn't in here, Mr. Cooper. He's about Holly Robinson.
Yeah, Holly Robinson P. That lady. They both 90s black ladies. Right. So, you know, it is all interchangeable.
Yeah, look, I got stuck for a second, like, wait a second.
Yeah, because they like C tier. You know, yeah, they like C tier. You know, it's not like, you know, it's like they all interchangeable once you get down there.
All right, how about this? Jesus, Regine. Why am I? Kim Fields.
Kim Fields.
That's
Kim
auntie.
Fields is auntie. Yeah.
Wanda Sykes is definitely auntie.
Auntie. Yes.
That is auntie.
That is uncle.
I didn't want to go there. That is auntie.
Auntie.
Anyway, so I agree with RuPaul on this one. This week's winner, the last Maxi Challenge win for the season, went to who I think deservingly so, Jewel Sparkle.
Jewel Sparkle.
Now, let me just say, this season was full of a lot of relatives, siblings or children of other stars from previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one sneaky little queen who snuck two people in, and they made it to the top of the top. And they both bottoms.
So I want to say is that this is the first time that her drag family has competed on Drag Race. So technically, the Tucks, all right, the Taylor Trinity, Trinity Taylor, the Tuck, Trinity the Tuck Taylor, because that's what. So the Tucks, if you want to, or the Taylors, whatever. The
Tucks are better.
The Tucks, yeah. So the Tucks are the most decorated drag race family in history.
Yep.
Because of the fact that they made it to they made it to finale night.
Family made it.
Yeah, and it's 3 of them. Okay, it's 3 of them that made it to finale on pretty much every single season that they competed on.
Yep.
Like, because Trinity twice, and then you got Jules and Sham.
Technically, Trinity did it 3 times. No, she didn't. Yes, she
did.
She did it 3 times.
She did because she made it to the final. Yeah.
Yep. So Trinity did it 3 times.
So that they are a 5-time finalists. 5-time finalist family. That, and honestly, I would say that the only other, and they done, like, they doubled up and added 1 extra on the next most decorated family, which is the Good family.
The what?
The Good family, Gigi Good and Simone.
Oh, really?
Because they made it to the finals on their particular seasons. Like, they're drag sisters, so it's like only drag sisters to do that. Like, so.
Okay. But right now, the reigning family is the Tucks.
Yeah.
They are the 2 wins. No, 1 win. 5 top 4. Top finalists.
5 finalists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, congratulations again to Joel Sparkles for winning the final Maxi Challenge of the season. Then Anya was safe, and was it
Anya and Lexi were
safe.
Mm-hmm. So that left Susie Toot and Sham Star in the bottom.
Now, to be for real,
I did love Sam's runway too. Her runway was beautiful.
And to be real,
and I didn't care that it dated her. Like, she looked
amazing,
fucking gorgeous. Like, who the heck cares that she looked like she walked out of 1983? Who cares?
But that was the point.
Yeah, it was spectacular.
That was the point.
It was opulent outerwear.
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
What? Because we didn't talk much about their commercials or their promos.
Oh yeah.
So their promo video, which is like a little ad that they do,
to get them
that
to come.
Will probably be posted.
And we didn't talk about the musical number either. Zip Meet Me at the Gift Shop, which was entertaining,
Mostly.
Yeah. So with the promos, they each had to like kind of entice you to come to the show. Highlight for me was Jules. Jules was so cute and catchy and just, great. I did also love Anya's as well. Anya's was definitely a strong second, in my opinion. I did not much care for Susie's or Sam's. I thought those 2 were the weakest.
All right, so in the ranking, Jules won, followed by Anya, followed by Lexi. Lexi was in that middle spot, and it was a good place for her because in her promo commercial, she was advertising the show.
Very risque, yeah.
But it wasn't RuPaul Live.
Right.
It was on the other end of the strip.
Right. But it was more entertaining.
It was.
Than Susie and Sam's.
Yeah. But I don't know that she understood the assignment.
It's like, I'm gonna watch that full ad if I'm sitting at a slot machine and then they show me an ad. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch Lexi. Like, I ain't going to the show, but I'm gonna watch it. I might go to the show. I might sneak.
I'm not sneaking. Hey, who went with me to Lexi's show?
I'm gonna watch the ad though. Susie's, I might hit the button, to get away from it, because they do that now with the slot. They'll show you a commercial and there's a certain amount of money you can fast forward.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Yeah. Ads is everywhere. So, then, I would have fast forwarded through, Susie and Sam's, honestly. Sam's was cute, but it was very, like they said on the pit stop, or no, who said that? I think it was Ross. Ross was yeah, like a used car salesman type of ad and stuff like that. It was very, come on down, like, you know, like Beetlejuice, like that commercial with Beetlejuice. It was like, yeah, it gave me that kind of vibe.
Just her high pitched gay southern drawl. No, it's already Sam. We love you. That's not it. Look at me saying I love Sam. I remember a time I said I would never, and now I love Sam.
I do. Yeah. So and then the musical number, I thought everybody was good in that too. I didn't think anybody looked out of place. I like.
It's hard to say that someone looked out of place because they're all going to have their own look. They weren't in the same outfit, so they're going to have their own look. So it's hard to say, oh, this person met the challenge,
right? And I didn't get a lot of the judges' critiques too because they came as Susie talking about she didn't look, you know, real Vegas-y there and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, she didn't, but it's a number, you know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, like, even in Vegas, like, yeah, we get a Vegas. Like, when we think Vegas, we think of certain things, but a Vegas number doesn't mean that every number is going to look like Vegas, you know? So,
hello to my friend Billy, who I've not spoken to in I don't know how long. Good to see you, sir. And I agree. Susie was not great. This episode, she may not have been bad, but she was not great.
Yeah, she wasn't great. No one's debating it. What I'm saying is that musical number, everybody was solid. It's just that she did look off, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a musical number, so you can't really.
But with that,
and then Lexi definitely didn't look Vegas. She looked like.
Wait a second. I'm glad you mentioned her because that's who I was just about to talk about.
What's that show? What was that show? Freaking with the. And they she looked real Teletubby, you know, or what was the other one? What was the other one with the guy in the fur hat? Yo Gabba Gabba. She did look very Yo Gabba Gabba.
Wow.
Yeah, like
so
my Vegas.
So my opinion on Lexi,
Dr. Seuss,
is I honed in on Lexi. I really did.
Because she was moving.
Her Technicolor outfit and the moves. Lexi was killing that dance. She was
although I thought that the best one in the performance was definitely Jules. Jules was working every time, wow.
You know what Jules did? She gave you that feeling like I'm the main character here. These are my backup singers. I may be off to the side of the stage, but it is my show. You're going to pay attention to me.
Jules were in Beyonce mode. Like it was like
And Lexi was a strong Michelle. Not even Kelly. She was a strong Michelle. But Jules wins. Am I missing anything? No, we talked about the promo video. We talked about the dance. We talked about the runway. We talked about the photo shoot. And the interviews. That was a lot. They did a lot this episode. At the gift shop. Meet me at the gift shop. So
jam.
So now that we've gotten through all of this, we know who the winner is. We have Susie 2 and Sam Star having to lip sync for their life. This is Sam's second time, in the bottom, and Susie's first time in the bottom.
Meet me at the gift shop.
Undeniable.
Meet me at the gift.
And we were talking about that earlier in the show. How like she just owns the set. When she's on set, she owns it. What was the song they lip sync to again?
Go ahead, Briaco.
What was the song? What was the song?
Huh?
What song did they lip sync to again? It was Diana Ross.
Yes.
Love Child.
Love Child. That's your song.
Now, Susie actually did a pretty decent job with Love Child.
Yes.
However, I feel that Sam Starr's performance was everything that this song needed. This is what we ordered. This is what we wanted. We asked for, and we delivered by giving it to us through Sam Starr.
The dress, like in the fact that she kept the dress on and just floated and didn't give you too much, and just I was like, Oh, like Sam had me entranced, and Bill is
I shouldn't have put that up.
Spicy for Susie. Like, wow. Like,
Come on. Susie, let's go. All right, no, we got to get to it because I didn't
like, what is
like
with
that.
the Aries hate? Like right now,
Well,
like
here's the
everybody's
thing
beating
about
on the
it,
Aries,
though.
the Aries season.
This was the icing on the cake for me because
I'm gonna be dropping bombs.
She
Gemini
lost the
season
lost this lip sync, which means she was eliminated
every
from the
serial
competition.
killer that's a Gemini because
we got plenty to talk about. Trust me, I know. But we're talking about Aries right now. All right,
which hardly any. The few, but not.
When we get to Gemini season, we can break it down.
Wow.
Because there are a few people that I kind of want to send back. Several, actually. But anyway, so Susie 2 is eliminated during Aries season, which was a big thing for you because you were really.
I was rooting for my Aries sister. Yes, I was. Yes, we stick together.
Yeah, but no. I'm sorry. It didn't work. Try again. In All Stars 15 for Susie 2. Susie 2 was eliminated. Now, I'll put this back up here because it was a very amazing, poignant point that Billy just made. It was obviously time for Susie to go. I celebrated. She was the Luca of the season.
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, so the
only reason why she was delusional is because everybody else was so like paranoid.
There were a few people,
and it's like, I'm gonna drink my own Kool-Aid because everybody else was delusional about my delusion.
Not even just about
like they
her
were
delusion.
in on the delusion too.
Not just her delusion. I'm just gonna say a blanketed statement.
They were
several delusional queens on this season about themselves. I feel like her Mona Lisa was definitely delusional. We know Joella was delusional. Corey Kyng was delusional. I think,
but everybody said Susie delusion, and then we gonna go get, you know what I mean? Because everybody was like, "Oh, who needs to go? Who needs to go? Susie needs to go. Susie needs to go. Susie needs to go." Like it was like,
but all right, but beyond that, so I want to point out what Billy's saying here. So Susie lived in a land of delusion. Snatch Game proved that. A talented
I am not
queen,
disagreeing,
but not top 4.
I am not disagreeing. Okay, not disagreeing.
Well said.
Well said. I'm not disagreeing, but what we're not gonna do.
What, state facts? I thought we just said we were stating facts.
Right? Yeah. No, you can state facts all you want, but I'm going to stand up for my Aries sister. I'm gonna stand up.
Doesn't matter if she's delusional.
I'm gonna stand up.
Don't matter if she's delusional.
No, she's not the only one. No, she's not the only one. At the end.
Oh my God.
Lexi was delusional about Susie.
Oh my gosh, Lexi was delusional about herself.
Yeah. And about Susie.
Oh, we're not talking about her right now. We're talking about Susie.
Exactly.
Delusion.
Lexi was delusional about Susie because her delusion fed Susie's delusion at the same time. It was like symbiotic delusion.
Let me validate your point because you made it 3 times now. It is very true that there were other people's delusion that fed into this monster of delusion.
We're not going to act like it's all on the Aries, though.
No one said, see, look at y'all Aries, always defensive. No one ever said that. There's no delusion like Aries delusion. But BFF is Aries. It's an interesting perspective. It is definitely an interesting perspective. And the thing about it is, it's not so much that the perspective is wrong, maybe a little bit inflated, but it's not wrong most of the times. There's times we're just like, that was just dead wrong. But overall, accurate. Something that I can rely on because this is my bestie, and like sometimes I need his. I wouldn't even call it delusion. His input and perspective is important. You guys watch the show. You know this guy can be a bit inflated when it comes to his grandeur. Now your grandeur is real. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away from that. But what I'm saying is the way he exaggerates his words and the way he expresses himself, and that's fine because he's our loving Aries.
Greatest person in the world.
See?
So, no, they don't see. They don't see. Facts are facts. Facts are facts. Like
Susie walked in thinking she was the next Jinx, but she gave DeLuca. That is very true. Once again, no
Oh
truer
my
statement.
God.
Is it not true?
Susie, I'm sorry
Is it true or
for
is it
all
false?
of this.
What do you
If you
think?
are watching or if anybody shares this,
what
if
do
you know
think?
Susie, share it. And then Lucy, gosh, Lucy is catching strays, the poor lady.
It's
like,
been years.
oh
She
my
settled
God.
into her delusion. She settled into her delusion. It's
Poor
been a few
Lucy.
years now.
She
Lucy
like,
LaDuca is synonymous to delusion. Okay, it's
like,
the same thing,
like
interchangeable.
In the gay dictionary, it's like delusion. Picture of Lucy LaDuca right there. Poor
Lucy delusion.
Poor thing. Poor
And it made for great TV. It really did. Same with Susie. It was great TV, but not top 4 material. Yes,
but she's a contender.
Yes, she is. She's definitely a contender. Wait, these ain't strays, just truth. Listen, she finally got the boot. Bye, Betty Boot. I mean, baby bop. I love you, Ty. This is what I'm talking about. It's so crazy because I think, like, for the most part, we all have been like rooting for Susie because we do like Susie. Don't get me wrong, we love Susie. Susie believes she was turning it, doing the same face.
My God!
Twice. Tell me how you really feel.
This is just terrible. Everybody with the venom, Susie. I do not condone this, and I am here as your shield.
She was so inflated and unnecessarily so.
Please remember this when we.
All right, y'all. Do me a favor. If y'all agree with me that she was giving too much, just put some hearts in the comments section. Put some hearts in there for me. If y'all think that Susie was just too inflated, she was good but too inflated.
Oh my goodness, poor Susie.
Team, yeah, we might as well just throw it out there now. Team Anya Nerves. Are you Team Sam Star? We got purple hearts. Love you. Got Team Lexi Love, or Team Jewel Sparkles. Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to take this crown? Now, I think across the board, a lot of people automatically says Anya Nerves.
Yeah.
I think that she deserves it more than anybody else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like,
but it's not. It's not. When you get to the finale, it is not about the race that you ran. It is about what you do in the finale.
Billy, the other girls brought more. That's all. My only concern now is Anya to Simone Part 2. I agree. I can't. I think that there are areas that Simone excels in that Anya doesn't. There are things that Anya excels in that Simone doesn't. So there is a similarity there, but no, I don't think there's a Part 2 to either. I think that Anya will stand on her own nerve and tap dance on ours.
Right. I definitely expect it to be a Anya win. I do think that Sam technically is in the strongest position more than anyone to take it from her. Jules is also a threat. Yes.
Nobody is saying Lexi.
But it's crazy because
there we go, Lexi.
But it's crazy because Lexi does have a solid storyline to make her a compelling winner.
I hate that her imposter syndrome and the saboteur keeps getting in her way. And
that is it, and that is the narrative, you know what I mean?
Of this bunch that are left, yes, Jules has had the most. I don't know. I think her and Sam.
Plain Jane had the most last year.
You guys are all bringing out some really good.
You guys are bringing out great points,
right?
Yeah. So let us know. Keep putting those points down in the comments. All right, like, share, subscribe, share this with all of your Drag Race friends. Keep the conversation going. Let us know who you think is going to win.
I want to say something. Wait, I'm gonna point this out. Plain Jane didn't deserve shits. I mean, she allowed her sister Corey King to come out in front of us looking like that.
She got to the finale. She earned her spot in the finale. How she did at the finale is debatable,
right?
But she earned the spot at the finale.
Yeah, that's true.
That Snatch Game performance, amazing.
Trinity said it really could give Anya versus Lexi.
Yeah.
I think that's a good possibility. There's a point I want to talk about with Lexi, but I think, like, in my opinion, yes, Anya, but Anya against, I think one of the strongest competitors is not Lexi. I think that it's Jewel Sparkles.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
I think
I
that
agree.
she's a stronger
And
competitor than Lexi and Sam is strong as hell.
the crazy thing is that I would say that going into finale, this is one of the closest finales that we've had since the Simone, Rose, Got Mick, and Candy Muse finale.
I'm laughing at these comments.
Like, yeah,
a lot of Corby chose to pack it. That's true.
They are just
on point.
vicious.
On point. I love y'all.
Y'all are some shady queens. Like
for me, it's between Jules and Anya. The trim still ain't set up early. Yup. I love the narrative there.
That could also be called back, you know what I mean?
I love
but
that
yeah,
narrative.
This is the closest. This is the closest Final Four that we've had since that Final Four. Because I mean, Simone was definitely the clear
since
favorite.
What? Okay, no, because I was about to say season 15, but we already knew who was going to win from episode 1.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. This is like the Final Four that went in with Simone, Rose, Gottmik, and Candy Muse. Like that was a close Final Four because you could make an honest case for any one of those four to win. Even though Simone was the clear favorite. Same situation going in here. Anya, clear favorite. Yeah. But there's a case for every single one of these 4 queens to win that crown. And this is awesome.
Billy, you too much.
Yeah, Billy.
You too much.
Put down the keyboard. Like
it's very simply a Saphira versus whatever Banana Girl. You do not forget Nymphia Wind, who was literally just on freaking pit stop with Monet Exchange.
Oh my gosh,
paying homage to Monet Exchange with a beautiful sponge look, and then, the way Monet should have done it.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Not you forgot Nymphia Wind though.
Nah, and it hasn't even been a year yet. Gosh, oh my gosh.
All right, but there was a comment earlier that was made that I wanted to come back to. Lexi is talented, but she lacks the confidence for the crown. Earlier in the show, we were talking about Lexi's accomplishments, what she went through, what she's overcome. And like throughout the season, we saw her grow as a person, not just as a drag queen or as a performer or entertainer, but as a person. She did a lot of self-correcting and course correcting along her journey. And you saw her like get those aha moments on camera. Like, oh shit, that is okay. And she started to fix stuff.
Like her whole issue with Susie was, her hating herself,
right?
Technically,
like she literally worked that out on camera in front of the whole world. But she also, we learned so much stuff about it from the things that she said to us, from her being homeless to addiction to her family not accepting her to transitioning and all her crash outs and this and that,
and experiencing that acceptance in real time on camera from your mom, with first time ever where she was using correct pronouns and stuff. Yeah, right. Like that
was a first for her, and we got to witness that. So there's a lot of growth that's happening in her life that she has never experienced, and now she's experiencing it and showing it to the world, which is a very vulnerable place to be in. So before I say my point to that, this last episode in the interview, she reveals that she was sex trafficked, and that's a very personal thing. It's a very traumatic thing, and for her to share something like that, or to, not even just to share it, to survive something like that, it's crazy. We are all a part of this community, and we know how trans people, our brothers and sisters of trans experience, are treated, mistreated, abused, unalived. And for her to have survived being strung out on the drug and homeless and transitioning, and to stand in front of us on this platform and to do all that she's doing, and to see her making the strides, I think, as much as I've downplayed what she's given, if you look back over her catalog of work, she's actually been killing it the entire season. She just crashes out, but she's been killing it the whole time. I don't think that we put enough respect on her name. So yeah, she may seem a little bit wishy-washy because of what she's going through, but shit, she's stronger than most of us. Because how many of us can say that we survived what she did?
Not many, if any.
So I have to give her credit for her greatness. All right, I'm gonna try to catch up on these comments. I just had to make the point. She was not a girl to remember. I'm sorry. She's going with the
She
win.
is the reigning.
She's the reigning drag race queen. Like what? I think Lexi is still. Oh wait, I think Lexi is still in that adolescent new hormone life and needs more time to mature. Well, that's the interesting thing about when a person transitions, because it's like they're going through puberty and you're in your 30s and you're becoming a new person the way we become new people when we hit puberty and start to discover our sexuality and our identity and things like that. And in your 30s, yeah, it is a breakdown to build back up. So I don't know if it's a matter of maturing as much as it's a matter for just like grabbing a hold of herself again. And being confident and rebuilding and reshaping who she is. Just my opinion. She's beginning to believe in herself, and the more she says out loud that she accomplished things, she believes it. I love that we get to see her grow. It's been one of the greatest journeys. It's the underdog story that we all love, and we've been looking at other girls, but she has truly been the underdog story this entire season. And I love it. She survived things that would have broken many of us. She is the most relatable queen. I just need her to own it. And literally, everyone's been saying it. That's exactly what it is. She just has to own it. And like Trinity said, the more she says it, the more she believes it. And she can even look back, and she said she's looked back and saw, oh wait, I did that. And she's starting to give herself that credit, and it's giving her that confidence. And I don't know, y'all. I think we're going to see a really, really powerful Lexi Love in the very near future because she's doing the work.
Yeah. So if you want Lexi to win, make sure that you comment down there, hashtag Team Lexi. If you want Anya to win, comment Team Anya. If you want Jules Sparkles to win, comment Team Jules. If you want Team Sam to win, comment Team Sam. Hey, make your voice heard.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you say?
I survived 2 husbands in this side piece, and I didn't break. You stupid cousin. Team Anya over here, though. And honestly, a strong runner-up would be a Team Jules for me. And I'm okay if Jules don't win, because then she can do some things that a winner can't do. So go ahead, let Anya get that win, Jules. You may not get the $200,000, but you'll make that up. So that's where I stand. All right. We've gone over our time.
Yes, we gotta
go. You guys are awesome. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning into an amazing show. Oh, wait. Are we not done? Anya's father, though. Listen, I need him to audition for this show. I need him to come back in the future season. Even if it's like, remember they did, well, it was in Secret Drag, but they had amateur people get up and doing drag. I need that. Join us again next Sunday as we prepare for the Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza.
We didn't do our ranking. We all over the place.
Yes, well, my rankings as of the final episode or final maxi challenge, after the final maxi challenge: Anya Nerve, Sam Star,
Jules Sparkles,
Sam
Star,
Lexi Love. So we have Jules and Sam opposite in our rankings, which is fine, Hey, but yeah, that's how we see it. So yeah, thank y'all so very much for being so engaging and so awesome and here with us for this whole hour and 15 minutes, hour and a quarter. Yeah. Wow. Thank y'all so very much. As always, stay alert. All right. Keep the fight. Yes. Okay. We still got like a whole 4 more years. Like it's not even over. But we're getting through it. Wait. Hopefully a Simpsons twist. It's like,
wow. No, we're not talking about real life. We're talking about drag race.
I know. I'm talking about real life. But yeah,
So
no.
depressing.
It is. But we'll get through it together. Together. Like this. All right?
Yes.
So, thank y'all for coming. We love y'all. God bless you. Good night.